Hello, everybody. I'm Lady Calamere. This is going to be my 309th presentation. I'm going to be dedicating this to my friend David, who passed away. So, this is for you, brother. And, anyways, dedicating this to David. It's a very sad time. So, Inti, he's an Incan god of the sun. He is a solar god. He was born of the great creator, Viracocha. So, Inti is not only a god, but also said to be, is, and said to be the really ancestor of the Inti royalty. So, he was and is immensely popular and still worshipped today. They have the Inti Raimi festival, and he was created by the supreme Incan deity Viracocha. I'm sure if you watch Ancient Aliens, you've heard about this. And from the island and from Lake Titicaca. So Viracocha was a much, of course, higher standard status and importance, but he went into Viracocha went into the background of mundane and worldly affairs. So Inti is married to his sister, Mama Quila. It's pronounced Quila because it's not Spanish. It's of the Quechua language. That's what the Inca Empire spoke, was a Quechua language. And as silver is to Mama Quila, so is gold to Inti. So gold was seen as the sweat of Inti, and silver is the tears that Mama Quila shed for humanity and for the world. And silver is her tears. Mama Quila is the moon, and Inti is the sun. So Inti is a very giving and generous God, but he also is prone to anger and wrath. And when things start going wrong, people were sacrificed to Inti. So, and that, of course, thankfully, that has been abolished. So, Inti is a god that gives enormous blessings. And yes, he is approachable. Inti is approachable, so don't worry about that. And Inti is, of course, a diurnal god. I mean, common sense there. He's diurnal. And Inti had, Manco Capac, the first emperor, and his wife, Oklo, Mama Oklo, as she's called, and sent them to found the city of Cusco. So that city of Cusco was the main center, the capital of the Andean world. And it became the capital of the Incan Empire. This is a nice statue that I got of Inti. Of course, you know, I had to swoop it right up. I got this many, many years ago when maybe the first year of living in South Florida. And hopefully, and it survived many moves and survived many cats. So anyways, like, one of the most impressive temples to Inti, the sun god, was in, of course, Cusco. And it was called a Coricancha. And there, the temples were covered in literally sheets of gold that reflected the light of the sun. And it was as if the god Inti lived there himself. Inti is light. Inti is life. Inti is warmth. Inti is important for all things for agriculture to continue. In fact, during some of the rituals, and I believe it was the coronation of the emperor, is what they would do is they powdered gold and they would blow it on the emperor. And gold was sacred, but when the conquistadors came to Peru and to the Incan Empire, of course, they salivated over all this gold. So the Incan saw gold quite a bit differently than what the Spanish conquistadors saw them. So one of the cities, which is a sacred place, is Machu Picchu. And these structures that were built will reflect the sun's patterns and the understanding of sunrise and sunset, the time and the movement of the sun. Really, Loki, must you act up? I hear you picking on little Boo. It isn't right. So, yeah. And Inti is, the old ones are still worshipped. They're still honored. And the Inti Raymi is a pretty big deal over there. And really, must you do these horrible things? So anyways, Loki is picking on Lady Boss and trying to throw me off. But you won't win. You won't win. Come on, leave her alone. Maybe he will win. I don't know. So, this Inti Raymi, INTIRAYMI, is a festival, of a solar festival, and held every year. This event marked the winter solstice. So, in the northern hemisphere, you're going to have the summer solstice. But on the southern half of the hemisphere, that will be winter solstice. So while we're enjoying the summer here, they're enjoying the winter. And that was the mark of the new agricultural season, okay? So, and it reflected the importance of the light of the sun and its warmth in the agricultural cycles. So their winter solstice is our summer solstice, all right? It's just the way it is. So, white llamas were sacrificed to him, as well as some crops and some other animals. But what can we do if we don't have crops to sacrifice? And, you know, Loki, knock it off. We can offer him gold. What if we don't have gold? We can offer him golden coins, golden jewelry. We can offer him stones that reflect him, like this, like the perio topaz and sunstones, even iron pyrite. Quartz is a good one, as well as citrine, and any like gold veins that you find on quartz would be great. So we can give him fruits, we can give him grains, we can give him honey cakes and honey, and you can't go wrong with sweets. You can give him cereals and energy bars. Dried fruits are a good example because, you know, they used to dry them by the sun. But, you know, when you think about it, raisins, and just keep it away from your dogs and cats because it causes, grapes and raisins causes hemolytic anemia, which means it causes the erythrocytes to lyse. The erythrocytes are blood cells. Lyse means to pop. Lyse. Lice, not bug lice. We can give him those things. His colors are all the colors of what the sun would reflect. It would be orange, red, yellow, and gold. Like this yellow cloth. We can also think about giving him foods that are colors of the sun. I mean, you can't go wrong with chicken soup. You can offer him that. You can offer him sweet yellow candies, corn. You definitely can't go wrong with corn. So those are just some of the things we can give to him. Now, some of the stones that can represent the metals, definitely gold. Definitely, that is considered Inti sweat. But also sunstone and imperial topaz, the yellow topaz, is a great stone to represent him. Images of the sun, of course. And you can also draw down the sun as you draw down the moon. It's just a different procedure, and you do not stare at the sun, of course. I mean, that's just 101 common sense. So, like I said, the Coricancha was the most important religious spiritual center of the cult of Inca and the Incan Empire. Loki, this needs to stop. And like I said, the temple is located in the middle, the heart of Cusco. Cusco, which, again, the capital of the Incan world. Unfortunately, with the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century, this temple was looted and raided. And a lot of the gold was stolen. A lot of people were slaughtered for this and destroyed. And they took the gold and melted it down to be shipped to Europe. Now, on this temple, the convent of Santo Domingo built its buildings, its foundations, in attempt to convert, to cajole the people to their order and their faith, to Catholicism. So, yeah, churches, what they did in Europe, they did to the New World. Built churches on sacred sites. So, Inti Raymi is held in June, and today, June 24th, is the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. So, in June 24th, even in our time, we can worship him. And in the northern hemisphere, so we can play switcheroos. We can also honor him during the winter solstice as well, the rebirth of the sun. But we can also honor him in the summer solstice as the height and the pinnacle of its power before it starts descending in power instead of ascending like it would in the winter solstice. Hi, Loki. You are not breaking. I'm sorry, I'm just holding my pen. I twirl it right now. Helps me think. It helps me get my brain going. Also, another thing is, I forgot, cocoa leaves were also offered. Oh no, there's going to be a fight. Come on, man. Joker and Loki. See Joker? There's Joker. And there's our Loki Lofison. So potatoes are also an ideal thing to give to him. Go back to your offerings, like yellow potatoes, golden potatoes are really good idea to give him. There's a food called the chicha that are also traditionally offered to him. Now, during the Inti Raymi, people, you'll see people dressed in brightly colors, especially red, and, wearing like a golden helmet or crown. So, if you look at the word, the Quechua word, Coricancha, it means to be closed in gold. Okay, enclosed in gold, golden enclosure, that's what I'm looking for. So, to be enclosed in gold. And it was meant to reflect the magnificence and the greatness and the power of Inti. I mean, literally the walls were covered in solid gold plates. So he wasn't just seen as a god or an ancestor. He was also seen as the great father of the Incan Empire. Oh my God. Hold on, people. This has got to stop. Leave her alone. Come on, Boo. Let's go. Come on. I almost tripped on the thing you knocked over. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on, Boo. Let's go. He's not going to stop. Okay? You made your point, Joker. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, he was seen as not only a god, the sun, the source of all life, the ancestor, but also the patron of the empire. And the people would greet the sun every morning. And we can greet the sun too. We can blow kisses at it, like kiss her hand and say, good morning. Even if we wake up in the afternoon or whatever, we could still greet the sun. And of course, this planetary power, the sun, is on a Sunday. That's the sun rules Sunday. So we can give him thanks and praise on a Sunday. Solar noon is his most prominent time. Not 12 o'clock noon, but literally solar noon, which is different. So Inti was not the creator of the world, of the earth. Viracocha is the creator god. But Inti, the sun god, brought light, brought the civilization, brought it, order. So he empowered people. He's a god of power. Gold was his sweat, and it was not that dealing with wealth, but it was a very religious, spiritual metal. It didn't have the material value that it does now. Okay? It was sacred material. So that's why their temples were covered in it. His statues were covered in it. And they were offerings. These were given to him, it wasn't kept as accumulation. It was given, it was a symbol of devotion to this god. So gold was sacred to this god and to the empire. So the Inti Raymi to some is just a spectacle. It's just an excuse to party. But to others, it remains even Catholics there will say, well, this is the part of our culture or pride in who we are. And there are people that literally will still worship this god during Inti Raymi, which is the winter solstice on the southern hemisphere, which is in June. It also is an act of cultural resistance, pride in who they are, reconnection to nature, reconnection to the land, reconnection to the sun. So Inti was a god that united people. And it also represents cyclical time. It wasn't a linear view like a line. It was in cycles. The Incan saw time as a cycle. So as the sun rose, hit its peak, and then sunset and returned, so was life, death, and rebirth. So even the Incan calendar was guided by this god. The Incan calendar. And it was dealing with whether this is a time to sow, this is a time for harvesting. This is a time for festivals. Inti is the god of sustenance. He's the god of power. He's the god of balance. He's the god of order. He's the civilizer. He guided the seasons and therefore allowed Mother Earth, Pachamama, to sustain life, to nourish people. And I did a presentation on both those goddesses, so check it out. And like I said, there were many temples to this god, but the Coricancha in Cusco was the most important, the most sacred, the most holy of holies. It is to the ancient to the Incan as the Vatican is to the Catholics, as I'm just trying to think. Mecca is to Islam. You get what I'm saying, right? So the tarot card that's going to be associated with is no big surprise here. The Sun card is definitely his card. So you can use the tarot card, the Sun, to represent him. Inti is consciousness. Inti sheds light on things. He is balance. And what else can I talk about this god? So, like I said, they would greet, the Incans would greet, and still greet the sun in the morning with open arms. Inti brings hope for a better world. Inti is that a god to call upon for a spiritual awakening, a spiritual evolution of the mind and the soul. And we can also make little mirrors for him. That's another thing that we can put on his altar, as long as the sun is not going to reflect off the mirror and, cause a fire. Because it can happen. It's not a joke. I'd be very careful with that. So, believe it or not, even silver figurines, little images of Inti were found. Even though that is the tears of Mama Kila. And no, it's not pronounced Kia because it's not Spanish. It's Kila. Mama Kila. The moon. There were so much imagery found of him in forms of textiles, ceramics, pottery, paintings, murals. So what else can I talk about this god? So if you're doing planetary magic to the sun and you want to involve Inti, that is great. The solar part of the chakras in our solar plexus, the Manipura chakra, that we can use to open up to the sun. So I'm sorry, it was Vera. So what I was talking about. I was almost going to get off subject, but I better not say that. So he is the nurturer, the preserver. He is the giver of it, of life, but he's also a giver of influence. So while he is benevolent, like I said, and generous God, he was capable of great anger, and you see that with the solar eclipses, were back then seen as the anger and showing that the god is displeased. So of course solar eclipses scared the crap out of the Incan people. So what do? They offered sacrifice. So truly the like he's blocking the light from people, like his face, as he was angry. But now we know it's the moon covering the light of the sun and not allowing light to get to the earth. Inti didn't like people being unruly and not being civilized. So he instructed Manco Capac, his son, and his daughter. So they were brother and sister married, Mama Oklo, and he called them to them and said, "Go forth and teach the people how to live, how to grow crops, how to, live in a civilized society." So they literally say, "Oh, we are the children of Inti." So, trying to think what else. Drinks that you can. I should have. And some of the drinks, alcoholic drinks that you can give to him, it was beer and mead. I mean, again, that's more modern. So these festivals are continued today, like I said, in Peru, but also in Bolivia, in the Andes, and Ecuador. Inti, when he's portrayed in art, is also seen like this, but also a man's face in a sun disk, or where a gold statue with or a gold mask. So the flaming face of the sun of Inti can be found on the flags of Uruguay and Argentina. So that sun is the sun god, it's the face of the sun, Inti, literally on the flags of Argentina and Uruguay. So you can look that up. I'm not joking. So um just trying to think. I'm a little bit, oh god, there they go again. I don't know if you heard the hissing. You guys gotta stop. I'm not in the mood for it. They're fighting today. It's not Loki. It's gotta be Joker fighting with someone. Oh, speaking of the devil, here comes Joker. The Joker. So, I guess that's, I'm just trying to pick my brain and play with my little pen here. It's just been a hard year, losing some people. Anyways, he was seen as the divine protector of the peoples and the empire, and he could be used as a divine protector today. And his children, like I said, were Manco Capac, the emperor, and Mama Oklo, Oklo, the empress. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I know it's not Mama Ocho because it's not Spanish. It's Mama Oklo. And Inti would also represent or morality. He emphasizes fairness and honesty, ethics, and things like being in harmony with the community, the communal harmony. So, what else can be said about him? All I hear is the cats just fighting today. So he also is a god of, forgot to say, prosperity. So we can use him in prosperity spells and ritual and prayers, because he brought prosperity to society. He had people prosper. He represents status and power, as well as worldly power. So that's basically primarily it, what I wanted to talk about Inti. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Despite some of its chaos, we had a visitation by Loki Lofferson and the Joker. So anyways, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that like button, because that's would be currency to me. I don't make money off this. I don't have a presentation. I mean, I don't have a Patreon account. Share this video with your friends and family. If you happen to see it, this video, let me know what you think about Inti. Or, have you ever worked with this god? Have you ever been to an Inti Raymi festival? That would be great. Also, if you happen to see this, send good vibes and good luck energy my way, even if it's 10 years from now. Wow. Some things are falling here. So, thank you very much. And stay safe, stay blessed. And as always, blessed be.